So the courier of Rhineland loses all that has on his way home from Leipzig. So while he was returning from the Leipzig, so he has lost all the territories by going through the wars. So we have discussed this one. And here, Napoleon Wars are very important. So Napoleon Wars. So just we'll move forward. So here is there. Yes. Next one, see here, the making of nationalism in the Europe. So this is the one of the subtopic. So before going to this one, if you see here table timeline is very important. So on which date, what all things are happened. So this was given here. Just okay. So if you see here, so 1797. So Napoleon invades on Italy. So Napoleonic Wars begin. But of course, 1797 only the Napoleon has started, okay, his voyage, and then slowly the revolution was broke out. But when the revolution was broke out, so even the Napoleon also taken as advantage. Okay, this is the French Revolution. Next, finally, when this Napoleon was defeated, means in the year, so from 1814 to 1815, so fall of Napoleon, the Vienna peace settlement. So in the year 1815, Napoleon fought a great battle. So this battle name is called as Battle of Waterloo. Okay, Battle of Waterloo. So Waterloo, it is the name of the place. Okay, Waterloo. Where it was there means it was in which country means it is in Egypt, north of this Africa. So in this great place, so in this great battle, so total the England, okay, England alliance and versus French, that is Napoleon. Okay, Napoleon. So finally, in this great battle, Napoleon was defeated. After defeat of Napoleon, so he was sent as a exile person, that is prisoner, which is called as exile person. He was sent to a small island. So that name of the island is called as Saint Helena. Its name is Saint Helena. So if you see here, the name of the island. So its name is Saint Helena. So in this island, finally, Napoleon was died. Okay, some people will tell different stories that he was fought with the lions and tigers, and finally he was died. And some people will tell that the lions and tigers are eaten the Napoleon like that. So finally, Napoleon was died in this island. Okay, so in which year it was happened means in the year 1815, and in the year 1815. So after death of this, after the fall of this Napoleon, separate settlement was occurred. So it is called as the Congress of Vienna. So Congress of Vienna. So Congress of Vienna, it is one of the peace settlement. Peace settlement between which countries means, so the French or the France. The other side is, so French and occupied countries. French and occupied countries. Next, the other side is the England and supporting countries. So in between these two blocks, so finally the settlement was occurred. So it is called as the Congress of Vienna or settlement of Vienna. So it is called as Vienna peace settlement. Okay. So whatever settlements are made means, first settlement is whatever the Napoleon has occupied, that is whatever the France has occupied, that land should be liberated. They should be given freedom. Okay, they should be liberated. Next, other thing is the French must pay some of the taxes to the victorious countries, mainly the England, okay, Romania, so Greece, so many are there, Egypt. like that countries are there. So this France must pay compensation to the victorious countries. So like this here, so many sanctions are made. So all of them are discussed in this conference. That is Congress of Vienna, or it is also called as Vienna Congress. Why it is called as Vienna Congress means, see here, Vienna is name of the place. So Vienna is the capital. So capital of Austria. So we already discussed this one. So Austria-Hungary is there. So Austria. So Austria capital is Vienna. So in this place only, the Vienna Congress was made, and finally in this the settlement was occurred. So that's why it is called as Congress of Vienna. Next, after that, so in the year 1821, so this is the great happenings of this Europe at the time of Napoleon. So Napoleon is having lot of history in the European history. So a lot of history was there in the history of this Europe. And after this, after completion of this Napoleon term, so next year Greeks are there. So here Greeks. Okay, Greek struggle for independence began. So here, where are the Greeks? So Greeks are present here. A great empire was there at the time before Napoleon. Its name is called as the Roman Empire. Okay, Roman Empire or Roman Empire. So this Roman Empire is divided into two types. One is Byzantine Empire. Byzantine Empire. The other one is Turkey Empire. It's also called as Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire. So Ottoman Empire, which country is the leading country? Means here Turkey.
Turkey.
Yes. Next, Byzantine Empire is there here. The Byzantine Empire belongs to the Italy. Once upon a time, Byzantine Empire, total Italy kingdom. This is called as Roman Empire. So later, the division was came. So when the Roman Empire was there, so almost all countries are controlled by the Rome. It is Romans. Later, after some battles at some years, nearly some 1,000 years after that, 1,500 years after that, so a division was came in this Roman Empire. And finally, in this division, so the two divisions are broke out. So Ottoman Empire and also the Byzantine Empire. Now here Turkey was there. So once upon a time, the Turkey belongs to the Ottoman Empire. But after coming to the Napoleon, so they became independent countries. So before that, Ottoman Empire was the rulers. Okay. Now at the time of Ottoman Empire, so Turkey is also occupied some of the regions. Under this one, the biggest territory is Greek. So Greeks are, it's also now it is called as Greece. So Greece is completely occupied by Turkey. Now here, these Turkey people, so Turkey is going to harass the people. So harass the Greece people. So how they are going to harass means, so without providing some food or shelter, so this completely Greece was taken by the Turkey, and those people who are revolting against this Turkey rulers, they will be killed. They will be hanged in the public. And also the revolt people or the movement people who are there, the revolutionary people, so they are going to send to the exile persons, that means the prisoners, like prisoners, to some small islands. And in that island, so the peoples are killed by these Turkey people. So that's why after some years, nearly after nearly 500 years like that, so even this Greeks also going to start a movement against this Turkey. So in which year it was started means in the year 1821. So in the year 1821, so Greeks is going to start the movement against this Turkey. Okay. And next, in the year 1848, so revolutions in the Europe, artisans, individuals, workers, and peasants revolt against economic hardships. So middle classes demand constitutions and representative governments. Italians, Germans, and next Polas. So Magyars. Magyars. Okay, Magyars. and also the Poles. Poles means Polish people or Poland people. Czech Republic, Czechs, they are called Czechs, etc. demand nation states. So around this 1848 year, so the year of 1848 to 1850, it is called as the Reign of Terror. So Reign of Terror, why it is called as the Reign of Terror means, so many revolutions are broke out around total countries, around this total Europe. So European countries are small countries. So we have already shown this one. So almost every country, so they started the revolt, that is called as the revolutions. So even, and also apart from this, so here one new class was emerged. It is called as middle class. Middle class is nothing but, so they are not too much rich, but they are not too much poor. So in the middle, you can see the middle income class. So here we are calling this as middle class. Middle class is nothing but, so that is not a caste or religion or like that. So just only income. Okay, around this, if around this Europe, if you take all these countries, so more number of these people are having this middle income. Okay, so middle income is nothing but they are not too much rich, they are not too much poor. So their incomes are in the middle. So why it was quoted like this middle class means, so middle class people, they require so lot of work and also some the economy, that is incomes. So due to this one, so large revolutions are broke out. Even after some time, even the workers' movements also broke out in the Europe. That means almost all these countries. So that's why we can see this as the middle class is emerged. Okay, middle class, where there is a middle class is there means there we can expect lot of revolts. If there is only the low class is there means no, we cannot expect any revolutions. Or if there are only rich peoples are there means we cannot expect any revolutions. Okay, but here middle class are emerged. So this happened in the year 1848. Next one, in the year 1859 to 1870. So this is very, very important. These two are very important. 1859 to 1870. So unification of Italy. Okay, Italy was 10. So what is the meaning for this one means? At the time, previously, before 1859, so Italy is divided into small countries. We have seen already in the map. So if this is Italy means this one part is called a separate region, this part is called a separate region, and we can see different parts. So the Italy is divided into some different small countries. Okay, so there is no unity among the Italian states. So the unity was lost, and this was there, and that is a lot of divisions are there among the states and also the regions. But finally, in the year from 1859 to 1870, so all the regions are united. They are called as unified. All the regions are united and also the unified. Okay, so that's why it is called as unification of Italy. So remember these years. Years are very important. And same like that here, 1866 to 1871. This is unification of Germany. So Germany was there. So Germany is also divided into, suppose think that this is Germany. So Germany also divided into number of states, number of regions. Small countries are divided. And finally here, once again the Germany is united. United means all regions are mixed up and they form the separate country, that is New Germany. So here you can see the formation of country, or it's also called as a nation state. Nation state means nothing but, so peoples is going to exercise the power. They are going to form the nation. Okay, and also here, so these two developments are very important at the time of 1848 to 1850. So it is called as the 19th century. 19th century in the history of Europe. So large number of revolutions are broke out. Okay. So remember these years, unification of Italy and unification of Germany. 1859 to 1870, unification of Italy. 1866 to 1871, unification of Germany. Separate questions they may ask in the exam. They may ask for big answers. Okay, write about the unification of Italy. Now here, so if you see this matter means all this one only is there. So just now what I said here, so everything was there here. Okay. Next, just moving forward. Yes. Next, here also one more important point is here. In the year 1905, in the year 1905, so slave nationalism gathers force in the Habsburg and Ottoman Empire. So here Ottoman Empire is nothing but Turkey. Turkey is the leader, and also of course the Greece. Some parts of Greece also controlled by Turkey. Not only this one, even some parts of Romania. So Romania, and also there are some nearly 15 countries are there. They are called as Balkan countries. Okay, Balkan. It's called as Balkan countries. Small countries are there. They are all controlled by Turkey only. So that's why it is called as Ottoman Empire. We are not calling all these countries as Turkey, just they are calling it as the Ottoman Empire. Okay. And next, so just move forward. So one more important thing is here, whenever this Zoom completes after 45 minutes, so once again rejoin. Okay, after completion of that. Okay. So just
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Next one. So the aristocracy and the new middle class. In the Europe, so around this 1850s, 1850 and 1848. So 1848 to 1850. So we can see the emerging of new middle class and also this aristocracy. So what is the meaning for this aristocracy? Means, so the rich peoples, of course. So rich peoples, that means they are called as dictators or monarchies. So monarchies are ruling these countries. So every territory, after getting the nationalism, once again, the nationalism was lost in the Europe because of these dictators. They're also called as aristocrats or only the dictators. Okay, so this kind of classes also emerged. So almost every country in the Europe, so they are controlled by some of the aristocracy people. That means the dictators. So whatever the things they will tell, they only the rules, and there is no hope for the people. That is democracy. Okay, but here the peoples are started for demanding for democracy, but they are forcefully controlled by all these European aristocrats. They are called as the dictators. Okay, and just moving forward. So just you see here. Yes. Next, in the western and the parts of the Central Europe, so the growth of industrial production and trade machinery. So here one more important thing is here. So at the time of these revolutions, even these industries also increased. It is called as emerging of this industrial revolution. So industrial revolutions are broke out. So where this first industrial revolution was started means in the England. So England is the first country to start these industries. So a lot of industries are came at the time. And the next second country is the France. Third country is Germany. Fourth country is Russia. So these are the countries where this industrialization was started. Industrialization nothing but, so number of factory system was came. Factories are established. And also the industries, that is companies are established. So previously there is no companies and factories. Okay, so we have seen this one in the 7th class and 8th class also. What is the meaning here? Industrial revolution means, so if you see here, lot of new machines are invented. That is called as, if you see here, printing machine. So at the time, printing machine was invented by whom? John Gutenberg. So John Gutenberg, he invented printing machine, and after that, the other person is mainly the very important machine is here steam engine. So steam engine is the first one. So you have seen this one in the 8th class. Okay, 8th class is the steam engine. James Watt invented steam engine. So due to that one, lot of industries are came forward. Okay. So it is also called as factory system. Factory system. Okay. And why it is called as like this factory system means here. So sir, previously what is there before this industries? Means so there is industries are there, but they are not working through the machines, just they are working manually. Example here, if you take our country at the time for production of this cloth, if you take the production of cloth, so first there are some cycles are there. First one is production of cotton as the raw material. Only the farmers is going to grow the crop, that is a cotton crop. Next, that is going to make as a they are going to sell to the other people. The other people, they are going to make this cotton into the yarn. After preparing yarn, so weaving is done. Okay, weaving is done, and after weaving, so they are going for dyeing. So dyeing means giving colors. Dyeing, next one is the selling. So packing and selling. Okay, packing and selling. All these things are done by different people before industrial revolution. But here, when the industries are came, all these processes are done in single place. Okay, so that is called as factory. So in the factories and companies, all these processes are made in a single place just by recruiting the workers. So that's why this system is called as factory system. So that's why new and also for weaving, for weaving and preparing of yarn, dyeing and everything. So new machines are came, and those machines are running by using the power of this steam. Okay, steam power is there. So that's why the steam power has changed the world. That is at the time of industrial revolution. Okay, so industrialization was started. That is, if you see here, industrialization began in the England and in the second half of the 19th century. But France and parts of German states occurred during the 19th century. So first country is England, the second country is France, and next Germany, and of course next later is Russia. After establishing many industries and factories in these places, so finally almost every country in the Europe, they started with the industries. Okay, so that's why it is called as industrial revolution. So in the exam, they may ask separate question, write about industrial revolution. Okay, at the time, so you have to refer these three countries, mainly in the 19th century. So that is emergence of 19th century. Okay, next, just we move forward. So here, next, what are the other things that happened in the Europe at the time means? So what did liberal nationalism stand for? Now here, some separate concept was given. What is that means here? Liberal nationalism. So liberal, the meaning for liber. So you can see here the meaning. The term liberation derives from the Latin root liber, meaning free. So we are telling that liberation or liberty, that means complete freedom, giving of freedom or getting of freedom. So liberal nationalism stands for, what did liberal nationalism stand for? So what is the meaning for this one is here? So every country, so they are seeking the independence, that is liberty. They should not be controlled by someone else. They should have their own independence and freedom. So that's why every country is thinking about the liberty. And for that, the French Revolution is the first root one is also called as post for the liberty. So from here only the people started thinking about liberty. Okay, and here, okay, French Revolution. The meaning was given here for the French Revolution. So French Revolution is became model, and not only for liberalism. Okay, so liberalism stands for the end of autocracy. That means single rulers are gone, and clerical principles. So clerical privileges. So here clerical privileges nothing but, so whatever the at the time church, you can see here clergy. So clergy is nothing but church fathers. And also in the church only judgments are done. They are called as judges and lawyers. So they are doing a lot of corruption. But this entire thing was gone, and the peoples are demanded to other things. That is, here you can see here they are called as the administrative devices. You have three are there. So legislature, executive, judiciary. So these three are very important for every country. Okay. So every country is having these three things. Now peoples in the liberty, what they are doing? So they are demanding for democratic way.